Hello, world. So I am super excited to introduce the Black Business Connectors May featured entrepreneur of the month, Shneidine Michel. Say hello, Shneidine.
Hi guys, thank you for having me, Beth.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you for spending a little bit of your day, sharing some of your time this morning to share some of your business and money insights. So for those of you who do not know Shneidine, I'm going to let her introduce herself to you, but to just give her a little preview, she also goes by the name of Millennial Mom Money Magnet. And she also has a weekly clubhouse room where she shares all sorts of life tips as well as money tips with her audience. And she basically does empowerment. She empowers her community. She does a lot of community service. And she has some upcoming events too. So I'm going to let her share all of that. So tell the world a little bit about yourself.
Hi world, hi Beth. I am Shneidine Michel. As Beth stated, I am the Millennial Mom Money Magnet. I'm a financial coach and a community leader. I love teaching people how to get out of debt and improve in their finances. I specialize in savings and budgeting, ETF stock investing, and building business credit for your business to gain capital.
Nice. And so that's a lot. That's a lot. You do budgeting, you help people build their capital, which is important, especially if you're on a tight budget, I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
Yes. So where is it that you draw your inspiration from in order to, have all these different aspects of your business?
Oh, girl, I gain it from God, honestly. That is the most simple answer. And it sounds so cliche, right? Like, really, where do you really get it from? But, God is the original visionary, and I draw my inspiration from him. I ask him, where do I go? Who do I need to talk to? Where can you lead me? What do I need to say when I get there? Because we all need direction. So God is my ultimate GPS, and I draw my inspiration from him.
Yes. I think that's so key because in business, but also in our personal lives, it can be so easy if we're just going by our own ideas or our own attractions, we might accidentally, by mistake, make the wrong business connection. But when we have some discernment or we are having a higher power, God guiding us, then there's that little sign or that little voice or even just uncomfort, like, maybe don't go there.
Right. Well, look, okay, so let's talk about that for a second.
Yes.
Sometimes when we wake up, we have so many thoughts and voices in our heads. They always say never go in your own head alone because it's the scariest place that you can go. That's where a doubt is formed, and you feel like, man, should I do this or should I not do this? I've failed forward so many times. And I'll say that again. I have failed forward so many times to the point where my face is on the concrete and I'm like, man, I know I need to get up. I know I should get up, but do I have the strength to get up? Because you're thinking about so many things in your head and you're like, man, I really got to get up. But when you are so inspired for you not to give up, if you have a desired goal and other people are watching you and they're waiting for you to fail, you got to get up and keep it pushing.
Yes, absolutely. And you said you failed forward though. And even though you face planted, you were going forward still in that failure.
Absolutely. If you fail forward and you fall on your face, you have the ability to push yourself up and say, hey, we gotta go. You have to be your own self motivator too sometimes, and stop creating so much doubt in your head because you're able and capable of doing anything.
Yes, especially because I think a lot of times as business owners, we're looking to our friends or our family to encourage us and
Mhm.
support us, and it may not come from those places. I know I've gotten mad at, I won't say who it is, but one particular family member. I'll be like,
Mhm.
I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, and I get laughed at. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
you'll
but
see.
it's okay. It's okay if people laugh at us. When
Yeah.
people laugh at you, that is an amazing thing because that means that your goals are big enough. I always say to people, hey, you can laugh at me with my goals because it's letting me know that my goals are that big. Really? You're gonna do that? Yeah, I am. And they start laughing. And then once it's done, they're like, wow, how did you do it? And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna tell you how I did it. I just know that I prayed on it, I prepared myself, and I got it done.
Preparation. Yes.
Preparation is key.
Preparation. Yes. So I know that you're incredibly busy because you're also a mother. Yes, yes, of not just one child, but two very small, like they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous girls, but they
Thank
have a
you,
lot of
Beth.
energy. So you're being a mom, you're
Mhm.
helping other people build their financial lives and build businesses. Of course, there's self-care. You want to be able to relax and then just also have fun with people like your loved ones, right? Your family, your
Yeah.
friends. How do you make it all work?
Ooh, Beth, you see how I live. You've come to my house.
Yes.
I like to live a comfortable lifestyle, right? But when you have children, they tend to be the ones that you have to cater to. My daughter, she says, Mom, you're so amazing. You're my service mom. She knows I service her. Selena said that. She's just like, Mom, you're my service mom. You do everything for me. And when you are a mom to a boy or a girl, whatever it is, you know that you are responsible for these little lives.
Yeah.
And guess what? They're watching you with everything that you're doing, how you talk to people, how you treat people, and if you keep your word.
Mm,
So, with me and my children, I do my best to be an entrepreneur when they are at school. So now I've set myself on a schedule from 9 a.m. to like 3. That's where I can fit in everything business. If I'm doing interviews, that's the times that I do it in. So there's no distractions because if they were here right now, they would be saying, Mommy, I need to do this. Come help me with that. I need a drink, whatever it is, they would be interrupting this flow.
right.
But I've managed to have time to create for business. And after 3 o'clock, most days from Monday through Friday, I have to dedicate time to them. That's when I'm catering to them, feeding them, doing everything I need to them so I can be present with my daughters. Now, what else do? I delegate. I
Mm,
delegate to my friends who are in my life. I say, hey, I need you to do this for me. Can you do that for me? I pass on tasks when it comes to a virtual assistant. My designers, I need you to do this for me. That way I can be focused on my business. When
mm,
it comes to my family, thank God I got a village because it really takes a village to manage your family and your business. If it wasn't for my mom
mm,
helping me with everything, I don't know how I would survive. And when it comes to self-care, like you asked, I
right.
love creating time for myself. I need to be at one with myself
Mhm.
so I can have a sound mind. Otherwise, I would go crazy. I love going to spas. That is my time. I love receiving massages. That is my pampering time. I love to go and do my nails. I gotta be pampered.
Yeah.
That's my time. I love to praise and worship. That is my time. And now something that I am getting more comfortable with more and more each day is creating time for a walk or going to gym, having time with nature, seeing the green outside because now it's beautiful again. And I just take some time to really appreciate the green that I see outside because we were not able to go outside 2 years ago. So
Right.
now I say, you know what? Going into the world again, this is my self care. Going out to do hikings, walks, runs, more fitness time. I need to be fit. Yeah, exercising and being at one with yourself. That's what I love to do. That's my self care time.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I love it. So it sounds like basically though, even for your self-care, it's scheduled. So
Yes.
basically making a schedule and sticking with it
Yeah. But
is
sometimes we don't always stick with our schedules, right? Because life always happens, but we try our best, and
yeah.
it's good to be spontaneous too.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it's not good to be like so rigid
Yeah,
that you're just we're not robots, right?
right.
But there is like a certain routine that in general you follow that you scheduled for yourself.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think that's important. And do you have any scheduling tips for people?
Oh,
Like
yes, I
you
do.
set alarms or
Yeah,
reminders?
yeah, reminders for sure on Google because I need those constant reminders. If it's not on my schedule, it really doesn't get done because
Hmm,
I would forget because I have so many things going on, just like everybody else, right? But
right.
I think as moms, we have even more pressure on ourselves, not only keeping up with our own schedules, but our own children's schedules, the household schedule, what needs to be done for the house. So right now, what I can share with anyone that is all over the place when it comes to time management,
Mhm.
hey, we can't do everything in 1 hour, so we're going to break it down. If you don't have an hour to do everything, how about you take 10 minutes to check on your messages on social media,
Mhm.
reply to those people, engage with those people, because if you're not engaging constantly with your people, they lose you.
Yes.
They lose attention. They don't come by and share any posts with you or anything that they got going on. So take another 10 minutes or 15 minutes so you can respond to emails. Take another 10, 15 minutes so you can check on your social media, check on your back channels on Clubhouse. Take another 10 to 15 minutes so you can see what else is going on in your schedule for interviews, or who do you need to respond to when it comes to future events. Take another 15, 20 minutes to say to yourself, what do I need to do for myself personally? So
Hmm.
you can be organized, structured. Take another 10 or another 15 minutes and say, hey, here's what else I got going on next month, and how else can I serve somebody else besides yourself? Every single day, you should be doing something for someone else,
Yes.
not being selfish all the time, but you have to serve as well.
Yes. And I think that gives us energy. I mean, at least it gives me energy
Mhm.
when I'm not just focused on myself and I'm like giving out. It's actually fun.
Uh-huh. And it's
It's
good. That's what God
spontaneous
wants us to
energy.
do.
Yeah. So it sounds like basically so chunking like
Breaking it down.
tasks into manageable amounts of time. Yeah. My trick is I have at least three things that I have to do every day.
Oh, yes.
I have it written,
Okay.
have it written down, then I'm at a loss. I'm at my computer, like, what do I do today?
Yes, so speaking on that, the night before, I create the 6 most important things list that I need to do for the next day.
Hmm.
That way, when I wake up, I know, hey, this is what I need to do. I have to focus on this. Otherwise, I'm running around all day like, wait, what was it that I had to do? I forgot. Now you're outside, you got to go back in the house and get this. Oh, I forgot to get this. It's like that if you're not structured. So you got to stay the course and you got to stay focused.
Absolutely. So I'm so excited. I think these tips are going to help those who watch this. And I'm curious, obviously you've gotten certain schedules and routines down, but what do you feel is the biggest factor in your success so far?
Well, for me right now, Beth, I got to tell you something. The
Yeah.
biggest success for me, I think, is collaborations with other people.
Mm,
That is very important because people think like, oh, I'm going to do everything myself. But guess what? You need a whole team with you
yes.
to do things. You cannot do anything by yourself. And collaboration is key. The more you collaborate, the more your network builds, the
Mhm.
more your net worth also builds. So you have to constantly network. The networking never stops. I remember P. Diddy saying that, and he was like, I've been in this industry for like 30 years, and the networking never stops. Why? Because you're always going to continue meeting new people. And that's what you should do every single day. You wake up, you should be like, hey, who am I meeting today? Who needs my services today? Who can I help? Who is looking for me? And you got to really ask God or ask the universe, whatever you praise or worship, say, hey, who needs me today? So that's what it is.
I agree because those people, yesterday, a woman that I have been, helping with her brands, like visually, and giving her some ideas for her book cover, she referred me to someone else. And
See?
if I hadn't taken the time to help her, she would have, I doubt, thought to refer me to someone else. So
Absolutely.
it is so important that like we help and we work together.
Yeah, and it's important too to have people have people on your mind constantly. If you're on top of other people's minds, then they can always refer you and say, hey, I know my girl does this, I can refer her. So that's what's up.
Yeah, awesome. So next steps, what does the next level of success look like for you?
Oh, wow. Beth, I got so many ideas and so many thoughts. And I feel like at this point in my life, I feel unstoppable. My goals and my dreams, they scare me sometimes. And I'm like, wow, can I really do this? And I say yes. The reason why I say yes is because we're in America and this is the land of opportunity. I've seen and I've also worked with a lot of lazy people who don't see themselves pushed, who lack motivation. For me, I say, I take myself away from those people. And I have been so centered right now. My current goals is to launch a clothing line that I got right now with Mr. Goodheart. It's Mr. Goodheart Fitness. It's a collection piece with apparel. We have so much going on. We're going to launch that very soon, creating event spaces for people. I'm going to build a nonprofit for my daughter. So I have a lot, and also one for myself. So I have a lot going on with my daughters, Selena and Carla. I'm creating Playtime with Selena and Carla. It's going to be a nonprofit for them. So those are the 3 projects that I'm working on right now.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So
yeah, so that's also a piece on creating generational wealth for them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you go back to the other strategy, or if anyone goes back to the other strategy, right, Shneidine, that you were doing earlier with the scheduling, right? The dream or the idea of building a nonprofit, for example, for your children, that seems impossible. But if it's broken down into just one step every day or 2 steps every day, it will get done.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. People get so crazy and overwhelmed. They're like, wow, how can I do this? But if you do a little bit every single day, you're not thinking to yourself, hey, this is a big undertaking for me. And you have to ask. And another thing too, we have to constantly do research. We have to constantly read. If you're not reading, you're stopping yourself from your own success. So we have to read more. We have to continue doing research. And if we don't know something, Google it, YouTube it. There's so many examples of any and everything out there. This is 2022. We're not back in 1995 where we had to constantly go to the library, take out library books and do everything, right? In my college days, like in the year 2000, I had to still do that in my college years. But now everything is literally at the palm of our hands. If we need to research something within a minute, we could pull up some information now, right? So I think now, since we are in the modern day, we're able to have access to a lot of different things to improve us in every single way with self-development as well.
Yes, definitely. Actually, this leads me right into the next question, which is the secret sauce that you feel most entrepreneurs miss. Because I see a lot of times if I meet with someone, like in one-to-one, they'll say, well, I don't know how to do it, or they're trying to be a perfectionist, and I'm a recovering perfectionist. So I get like you want all your little ducks in a row before you start, but reality is it's kind of a messy process. So
it always is.
So yes, so what is the secret sauce you feel entrepreneurs miss a lot of the time?
Well, honestly, I think the secret sauce is this, they do lack preparation. And
Mm,
sometimes too, they also procrastinate on their dream because they feel like it's not attainable. My secret sauce for me have been really to prepare, over prepare myself, because you never know how life will happen. Sometimes we prepare for a marriage or a wedding, and then people end up getting divorced. We weren't prepared for that, right? My secret sauce has been one, God, staying connected to the source. God is the source and we are the resource. Two, for the secret sauce for me has been collaborations with people. If I didn't collaborate, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And three, knowing who you are, so you're not there following everything that everybody else is doing, because you have to make your own decisions for your own life, how you want your company to look like and how you want your family to look like. So those are my three secret sauces.
yes. You know, it just popped into my head, the collaboration part that you were sharing.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people are afraid to ask if, do you want to work together or do you need my support with, this aspect? But closed
Mhm.
mouths don't get fed. And
They
you
don't.
can actually be the answer to someone's prayer. Like someone may be similar to you and asking God to help them to
That's right.
get what they need, and you're that thing that they need, that resource they need.
Just like the Psalm 20 says, ask the eternal and he will grant all of your success. He will
Mm,
say yes to all of your requests. I have been asking for so many things in my life. And I promise you, the more you ask, the more God will give you.
mhm.
Never think you're asking too much, because sometimes God is saying, oh, she only asked me for this, but I already had all of this for her.
Yeah.
She didn't ask me for that. Just like when you're going to a bank and they're like, how much do you want us to invest in you? And you're like, oh, maybe just $5,000. $5,000, but I was prepared to give you $500,000.
Mm,
Sometimes as people and as human beings, we think this small. We have to stop thinking so small. I want us to think massively. Create the time to say, what are my dreams? How can I achieve them?
yeah.
Because we think too small. And that's why we were talking earlier about people laughing at us and saying, oh, you really think you're going to do that? And you're going to say, yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. And not only that, but I'm also going to surpass what I said, because God will be there to help you, or your spiritual being, your universe, whoever you worship.
Yes. Well, it does say he gives us, if you follow the Bible, he gives us abundantly above and beyond all we could think or ask for. So we do
Absolutely.
ask. And I think even as children, a lot of times, at least my generation, maybe we were taught it's not good to be just asking for all these things. It's seen as greedy. But if you
Mhm.
are a business owner, you
Yeah.
are meeting a need. You are providing the world with either a product or a
Yes.
service. So you're
Right.
filling a gap. And so if you're asking for certain things, it's
Mhm.
because you're going to end up giving that back out. So
Yes.
it's not even being greedy. It's like, I need $500,000. I mean, out of that $500,000, obviously I have to pay myself, but most of it's
That's
going to
right.
go back out in the world. It's not even mine.
Yep. That's so true.
Yeah. So speaking of asking, a lot of people right now, I think, are asking, but they feel like their wallets are contracting because of the
Mhm.
inflation situation that's happening.
Oh, yeah.
So, do you have any tips that you could share to help people either in their personal finances or their business finances with managing and still being able to, have adequate financial resources?
Okay, yes, I do have some money tips I want to share with you guys. One of my personal favorites, honestly, I didn't even know about this years ago. But the best thing that we can do with our money is to invest in
Mm,
stocks. People say, how do I do that when I don't even have a lot? And you don't even have to have a lot to invest in stocks. You can invest in a stock even with $20.
yeah.
And you're like, I don't even want to do that with $20. Okay, if you don't want to do 20, you can do 10. Investing today will save you tomorrow. How do you invest in stocks? Well, you have to do a little research or ask me, book a consultation with me to show you how you can invest in ETF stocks. That way you can get paid out dividends every quarter, or if it's in real estate, if you invest in real estate stocks, then you get payouts every single month, which can help your pocket. If you're able to do $20 today, and then you do maybe $20 when you get paid again, or the following month, whatever you can do, it will continue adding. So after those 3 months, you could get paid out dividends. Now, I would definitely advise people to invest in more than one stock and buy multiple shares.
Yeah.
That way you can get bigger lump sums of money every single quarter or every single month, depending on if you go with real estate every month, okay?
Yeah.
That's one. And speaking of real estate, if you want to invest fast, you should invest in a multifamily home. That way you can get tenants to pay you for living there. And that way that money you can invest in other things and also invest in yourself, stocks, family, or whatever it is that you want to do. And then the next thing I would advise everyone is with that, when they're investing in stocks, you don't need to go out and buy Nikes. Invest in a Nike stock. Once you get paid out dividends with Nike, then you can use that stock money to get a Nike pair of shoes. So that's how I've been teaching them.
Oh, yes. Well, yeah, use the money. So basically making it work for you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the thing. We have to make everything work for us.
Yeah.
That's working smarter and not harder.
Yeah. I love it. So you're basically rolling things over.
Yes,
You're building and then rolling over.
that's right.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And the whole thing too with savings, let me say something else too. We can save all we want, but the money that you end up saving, you're going to end up spending. Right? America, they print out dollars every single day. So they're not missing on anything. So if you feel like you have to save, saving and budgeting is wonderful, but the real money is when you invest. And another money tip too that I want to share with you guys, please take the time to invest in your life insurance for yourself. Life insurance, term insurance, whatever term you want to get, it's totally up to you, depending on what you can afford. But we have to be responsible as adults that we are not wasting our time and not being structured. We really have to get a plan to pay for our lives. So that way, when we pass on, our death and responsibility is not on our family, putting them in debt. And then now they have to go and create GoFundMe's to pay for their funeral. So that's another thing I wanted to share.
What about disability? So disability insurance. So that I have a disability insurance policy. Because
Oh,
what
okay.
happens? Yeah, what happens if there's an accident, right? And you need care and you're the primary breadwinner.
Yes,
How
yes.
like debt can accumulate if it's not like going to be an unemployment thing. And even if it was, that's really temporary and a whole
That is temporary.
So what are your thoughts on disability for people?
You know what? The disability insurance is something that people don't talk about often and is often overlooked. So if you are able to have a disability insurance for yourself to cover for anything that may happen, that's a good backup.
Yeah, I was like, my bills have to still get paid.
Absolutely.
Not that I'm planning on always being able-bodied, God willing, but you know, yes. So you gave some really great tips on how to balance and get everything done, how to plan and prepare, and then also for money. So I'm guessing people are going to really want to connect with you. How can they connect with you?
Okay, you guys could actually reach out to me on my website, which is www.shneidinethemagnet.com. That's Shneidine, the magnet, magnet.com. You can reach out to me on Instagram, which is at Shneidine Michel,
Okay.
and also the same for Clubhouse. You could reach out to me, Shneidine Michel, on Facebook, and I look forward to connecting with you guys. In my links, there's also my email address if you want to send me a message as well. And I do respond to DMs.
Yes. Yes. Awesome. So thank you so much for your time today and sharing so many wonderful insights. Were there any last thoughts that you wanted to share before we wrapped up?
Yes, absolutely. I love mothers. And as a mom, I love to celebrate mothers. So I have an event coming up on Saturday, May 7th. I am going to be celebrating Mother's Day in New York, in the Bronx. And I want you guys to register to come through. It's going to be a red carpet luxury experience. May 7th from 12 to 4 p.m. I want you guys to come out. It's going to be live DJ, food, fun, a live networking opportunity for yourselves and for your businesses. A lot of lead generation will be there. So I hope you guys can come through. My information is on my Instagram bio, and also on Eventbrite for Mother's Day Luxury Experience. That's the title there.
Yes, I love it. You talking about the importance of collaboration, and now you're giving people the opportunity to collaborate. So yes,
Absolutely. You have
collaborate
to create.
and relax and be pampered as well. So awesome. Thank you so much, Nadine.
Thank you,
And
Beth. I appreciate the
welcome.
opportunity of being here with you today.
Yes, it's been a good chat. Thank you.
Thank
All
you
right.
too.
So have a good one. Thank
Great. Bye-bye. Thank you guys, and get in touch with me soon.
Yes, thank you. Be sure to connect with Schneidine.